Welcome back to the Passionfruit Podcast. I am Isaiah, your host, and today I have again with me my siblings, Kayla and Josh. Welcome back to the show. I'm glad I could have you all on. How y'all doing?
Nice to
Good.
be here, man.
Nice to
Appreciate.
nice to have you all. Honestly, I really enjoyed talking with you all. The first episode was great. I was glad to have you all on and to have you all on this episode as well as, a fantastic thing. Thank you so much for
Pleasure to be here.
All right, no problem. So let's talk. Oh, I had an idea for my TikTok. I told you all I was gonna do a TikTok, and I also mentioned it in my first episode. If you want to check out the first episode, I'll leave it in the up in the top corner, which is corner, this corner on top here. Some say yeah, and you could go and view it and see what I was talking about. Okay, so yeah, the idea I have for TikTok is where there's a segment where you tell jokes and the person's supposed to you're supposed to tell them corny jokes, and if they laugh, they lose. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, so like I tell you a joke, like for example, if I say okay, like a joke like this. How do you spot a blind man on a nude beach?
Oh,
It's hard. Okay, so well, yeah, jokes like that, when you crack jokes, and see, not how they didn't laugh, they would actually win. But yeah, that's the whole premise. The name of it is Funny Nothing. That's the name of the segment on TikTok. And I will be, first episode will be on TikTok, so you guys could, I will leave a link to that in the description. You could follow also on in the Instagram channel. You can also click the link in bio in the link tree, and the TikTok page will also be there as well. So yeah, I will leave a link to that in the description as well. So yeah, guys, go follow up the TikTok, please. So let's get into today's topic. Cancel culture. And we need to first define what cancel culture is and what it is. Bear with me, guys. Hold on, bear with me for a second. This is the Webster dictionary meaning. So, definition of cancel culture: the practice or tendency of engaging in mass canceling as a way of expressing disapproval or exerting social pressure. For those of you who aren't aware, cancel culture refers to the mass withdrawal of support from public figures or celebrities who have done things that aren't socially accepted today. This practice of canceling or mass shaming often occurs on social media platforms such as Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. This can also happen in real life, not just on social media platforms, but like your everyday data life. You could cancel these things. Could people could cancel somebody for whatever reason they might. And for us in this society, we tend to just be reactive with it. Because it's a social media thing as well, we just see it, and as one click away, we just attack it and say, we say, oh, we don't like that, we shaming it, cancel that person, cut that person off, nothing. And by doing that, we're not really teaching them anything, or they're not understanding why they were wrong or what they said. Believe me, they really do. A lot of people do say some ignorant things. They do some ignorant actions. They sometimes really are offensive, but canceling them doesn't really show them what they did wrong and how they could make it better. It just makes them more or less panic into an apology, to not lose their livelihood or life sake or stuff like that. Doesn't really teach them why or what they need to do better. So like for example, what happened to the baby? He said some homophobic slurs, well, a homophobic slur, and also said something against people with HIV/AIDS. He said something that was offensive to them as well. And how social media has reacted to that, they just right out just cancel him. All the festivals just started dropping from the shows, and people were just bashing him on the internet. I know what he did was wrong. I am not gonna say he was correct. He was wrong for saying what he said, but how we reacted to it was also wrong. Saying that, oh, cancel him, this, that. What we should have done is, okay, what you said was wrong, and let us educate you on why it was wrong and what you should, or how you go about correcting yourself and understanding and learning from it. That is what we should have done as a society so that he could, grow as a person. You understand what I'm saying? Anything you want to add to it?
Well, I'd like to add that, first of all, everybody is entitled to their opinion, but you must always think before you talk, think before you type, and instead of just going straight to the internet to vent on a situation or to go and argue with somebody else, think before, step away for like 2 minutes, gather your thoughts, where you going to say, how you going to say it, then put in your 2 cents.
Yeah. I think also to add to that, I think, yeah, we really and truly just, because everything's a click away, we just attack it and just say yada, 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 or X, Y, and Z. We just say it with whatever anger or whatever feeling we have at the moment without thinking clearly. And that's where we become more reactive to anything, Anything you want to say, Kayla?
Locally, there was an instance where a business owner, Diane's T-shirt, there was a movement with the Black Lives Matter in 2020, and she wrote in chocolate on one of her desserts that all lives matter, and all lives matter is a movement against Black Lives Matter.
A protest,
yes, yeah. And with her doing that on the same exact day where we, well, as a nation, took the stance to post a blackout image with Black Lives Matter on our social media accounts, and she did that, they decided to cancel her out, or, as I said, cancel culture, basically. And after that, she apologized and tried to reassure people that that is not what she meant, and she just meant that everybody lives matter, right? But I guess we quick to react instead of educate people. As I said, ignorance is bliss, right? So instead of us being reactive and not willing to educate people on where they went wrong, I think we should do that, and I think that we should, yeah, be proactive.
Yeah, so communication is important. Like I said in probably my episodes before, I mentioned communication is, you need to conversate with people, and that's where this podcast comes in, to create that conversation, to create that dialogue, to open up. And us, especially us younger people, we need to be the ones who are doing it, come forward and say, okay, X, Y, and Z is the case, and we need to change that, we need to fix this is a problem. Because if we are being reactive, we're not thinking clearly. It's what we want. Not exactly what we wanted, but not thinking clearly of what the outcome we want to be, what we want it to be. We are thinking more, just out of emotions and irrational. Because a lot of the things that you're being cancelled for, it really doesn't make any sense. And also the people quick to pick and choose what they want to cancel somebody for. That's also called being biased. Understand what I'm saying? Because, like, for example, so, like, again, the baby himself, the baby had other rap sheets, other things that he had done before that, could garner that attention, but it didn't. But he said something homophobic, and because of how society is right now, and more people saying that they're open to they're gay or they're part of the LGBTQ plus community, they are a little more sensitive with it, because remember, they're dealing with something hard, they're coming out with something that's for themselves hard to talk about. So for him to be a little insensitive about it, it really affected them, and that's why they felt offended and kind of lashed out, basically. But again, we need to take a step back and say, okay, calm down, what he said was wrong, and we need to, talk about it, conversate, teach him where he went wrong, let him understand why what he said was wrong, and how we should go about bettering himself so he could be able to, not make that mistake again. Again, we are humans. We all make mistakes. Like we all make mistakes, and we need sometimes, those mistakes are dread. Sometimes those mistakes could actually make us lose so much, but we need to, communicate with each other, and if we do that, we could come to understanding. Okay, if they don't, mind you, some people might, still be ignorant and not take the advice or not take it. That's up to them. But at least trying to get them to understand why what they did was wrong is better than, just flat out just canceling them or cutting them out. Because basically that's, like the whole Donald Trump and his supporters, America literally say, oh, they this, they that, cancel them, whatever it is. But these people are so, they still believe in that man like
They're stuck
he's
in their ways.
yeah, they're stuck in their ways. And there are people who are stuck in their ways. You could understand that, but still not just deciding to just cancel them straight out doesn't really, do anything in the long run. It still just divides us further and further, because then you have a section behaving a certain way and then another section being a certain way, because like I was actually talking to somebody else about this topic. One of my friends, Nikolai Farmer, I will leave a link to his Instagram in the description as well. So if you want, you could go and talk to him or whatever the case is about the topic. But he also mentioned, he gave some valid points. First, he started off by saying the voices that roar the loudest will be heard the furthest. A voice doesn't necessarily have to be one person. A voice could be a collective or a group of people saying one thing, and with doing that now, it actually makes it louder or broaden the whatever ideal the people are trying to push. So with cancel culture now, if a group of people saying, that person needs to be cancelled, and more and more people start to, go into that mindset or that thinking, they're gonna say, hey, you're right, this group of people are right, cancel that one person, cut them up. So it come like a whole group of people against one person. You understand what I'm saying?
Mob mentality.
Mob mentality, right? That's the whole thing, a mob mentality, where a group of people, think the same way and act in the same way. It come like, when you watch those old time shows where they're in a old time tongue, and then a woman who do something different to everybody else. Everybody come out and ostracize and say, oh, she's a witch. And they drag out and burn on a stick of fire. Oh, she a witch, burn her. It comes like that. Well, we're not actually burning people. It's more of a social media burning. Oh, burn them. Oh, this, that. It comes like that. It really comes like that. Ostracizing people because of a mistake they made, not understanding what they say, or not understand what they said was wrong. And that's again, we need to, as a society, especially us younger people, need to try to correct that, and so we can move forward. Because if you're saying you're progressive, that means you're more open-minded to conversations and to willing to participate in talks like this, so that we could build our understanding between each other. And because we don't do that, and we just decide to cancel somebody out, is more and more division among us, if you understand what I'm saying. So he went on to say as well, he said, take K-pop stars for example. Y'all are aware with the K-pop group?
Yeah.
Well, K-pop stars and all that, well, BTS, right? So K-pop stands, for example, the collective of mobs forming a hostile mentality that is contagious depending on who it reaches. So basically what we said about mob mentality, people, a group of people pushing an idea, and more people, joining because they probably like that idea or so. That kind of mentality could really, damage dialogues and conversations, because if people have a mob mentality, they're not really thinking for themselves. They might understand the situation, they're just going along with whatever X group say or Y group say, like the Barb's Egg, for example, too. They tend to do that as well.
They're not willing to listen to each side of the story.
They just feel like their side is right and right. That's it. Right, so he also went on to say, majority of people who jump to cancel something are most likely not the smartest or well versed. To me, someone that really thinking for a cause is someone willing to see all ends of the situation, analyze what's really going on, and try to come to a conclusion. Like what we were saying, take a step back and look at the situation, and then say your 2 cents, like you were saying, Josh. Take a step back and think about what it is you want to say before you say it, and basically that's what we need to do as well. So he also goes on to say, if people approach things like this, you'll realize that half the people want what the people want to be cancelled doesn't make any sense. That goes back to my point that most of the things people want to cancel you for really doesn't make any sense, and people are biased of what they're canceling somebody for. Somebody might do some crime or something. Why we don't cancel people for committing murders? Why don't we do that? But we canceling somebody for saying something, a little out of pocket. Why don't we do that? And yeah, we are biased of what we want and what we do not want to cancel. That in itself is also, wrong. So he goes on to say as well, not saying there aren't issues worth tackling, just saying there's things that needs more attention than something someone said in a song or a tee that someone wore. That's understandable. Like he said, it's like someone said in a song. A lot of these songs, like a lot of us Caribbean people, we tend to, the dancehall, dancehall tend to have a lot of homophobic slurs in it, and I get that. A lot of
Part of our
culture. Yeah, it's part of our culture, and a lot of homosexual people also listen to the songs and sing it and enjoy it as well. But as time get progressive, they will probably try to oh, that person is wrong. Oh, but it's an old song as well, a song that was created before the progressiveness, or if that's a word I should use. The progression, yeah, before the progression. So they might say, oh, the artist might be that same way, I cancel them. But they don't know that. They need to, hold a conversation with that artist to find out if he still thinks that way and see where his mind is, because that's what we really need to do, because a lot of this, again, is mob mentality, because one group of people don't like it, that means everybody shouldn't like it. That's understandable if it's offending you personally, but you can't be biased about it. You need to, have that dialogue, find out if the artist, if he thinks that way. If he doesn't think that way anymore, that's good. But us Caribbean people, we would still listen to these songs with the homophobic slurs and stuff like that, You understand what I'm saying? Okay, so he also said, okay, I think that is about it. He said, yeah, and like again, thank you, Nikolai Farmer. I will leave a link to his Instagram in the comments, in the description, and y'all could ask him any question, because he's an open guy. I usually talk with him a lot, and we go back and forth with ideas on topics and stuff like that and what we think. So again, thank you for your input. Y'all could do this as well. I will shout y'all out with those inputs. Leave it in the comment or reply to the Instagram, and we could have this conversation as well. So all right, guys, anything y'all want to add before we move on to the next topic?
We should, instead of canceling or jumping straight into arguing on social media, we should take that same time to educate. Let's educate more people on the situation or the issue that you want to cancel the person for. So we could turn it and generate it into something positive where, both parties might learn something. You might learn more about the person you're trying to educate, and the person might understand what you're bringing forth to them, and it will be a win-win situation for everyone. Instead of arguing, unfollowing, blocking, or whatever it might reach to, you could educate. That's all I have to say.
Anything, Kayla?
Josh said it all eventually. Attaining knowledge is key. You're never too old to learn. You learn new things every day. Just be open and accepting to the knowledge and the information that you're receiving.
Right. So it is what you all said is really and truly the whole thing about it. We need to be open to understanding, learning, no matter the age, because I know a lot of people, older folks are headstrong, and they don't like to change their ways because, but they all need to get with the times. No, we need to be a little more progressive. Think, okay, be a little more open-minded to certain situations and what the situations could cause and affect the situation, basically. It come like, how long time relationships, if you have a husband and wife, 8 o'clock in the morning, had an argument, you go to work, you have time to think about, what you want to come back to your wife. It's before social media time and stuff. Take your time, come back to your wife. By then you have a calmer head, cool, a different perspective on the situation. So you could come and approach, okay, I was wrong, you was wrong, X, Y, and Z, and that's how the conversation should start. That's basically what we need to do again. Subtract the social media, because social media tends to make us reactive. And that's something that is a problem, because when we're reactive, we're thinking out of emotion or acting out of emotion of what that person said, or how it made us feel, basically. So we need to take a step back, think about the situation and say, okay, what do I want to say, or what do I want to tell this person? Do it out of a place of understanding and knowledge, not out of anger or anything like that, no malice or anything like that. Try to educate somebody. That's basically the message. Don't just cancel them straight up, because you're not teaching them anything. You're not changing anything. Be the change. Be someone and pull them aside, or message them, DM them, and say, hey, what you said was messed up, and X, Y, and Z, let's talk about it. That's all you need to do. All right. So on to the next topic. Premier League, the La Liga, Ligue 1, Bundesliga, all these leagues start back, and it's really something to see these teams and all these transfers with Manchester City having Jack Grealish for 100 mil, Chelsea with Lukaku, and well, PSG getting Messi as well. That was, I mentioned it in my last video, that most likely that's where he'll go. Again, I'll leave to the top here so you all could go and watch that video and see what I was talking about. But yeah, Messi joining PSG. So you have Eminem, Messi, Mbappe, Neymar, and Messi. That front three. Whew. And then Ramos as a defender behind them. That's a dangerous team,
Dangerous team.
Very dangerous team. My dad looking like Champions League bag up, League 1 bag up, everything bag up. That would look like to me. And for them to, I just never see the day I see Ramos and Messi on the same team was just felt weird.
Yeah.
They also a rumor came about with, if Mbappe was to leave or sign the contract to another team, that they were looking at Ronaldo to bring.
Cristiano Ronaldo. Wow, you know what's to have Messi, Neymar, and Cristiano Ronaldo in the same team? They were regarded, like a couple of years ago, they were regarded as the top three in the world, As the top three in the world. I think you'll probably still make that argument.
Yeah, and probably the most expensive players in the world.
Well, yeah, to ever do it. Yeah, wow. And to have those three guys as a striker, I think PSG could really, destroy a lot of teams with this lineup they have here. And they have like Wijnaldum, Verratti in the midfield. These guys, and Di Maria might come off the bench, and they have this new the goalkeeper who get best goalkeeper the tournament for Euros, Donnarumma. That guy is not much older than me, and he's what, one of the most expensive, well, one of the biggest goalkeepers in the world right now. So yeah, we need to look out for that team, and who knows, maybe they could win a Champions League. Hopefully, because I think that's the goal of PSG. They really want to win a Champions League. And they might do it. They might really do it. Messi, Mbappe, Neymar, Ramos. Come on. That's scary. I don't want to see them play against any team. If I see them play against Liverpool, I might cry.
I'm watching the game. I ain't even have high hopes for the next team.
Guys, the take on for being silent. That a Man United fan. She was wearing a Man United jersey yesterday. But yeah, even Man United get Jadon Sancho and Varane, That's a big thing right there, boy. Big thing. and teams going on just be pressing, boy, pressing. I don't know what the outcome will be for real. I really don't know what it will be.
Football is a good year for football.
A good year,
Great
yeah.
year, actually.
The season is gonna be very something else. So everybody look out for that, especially this PSG team. You know, there'll be a lot of surprises, a lot of something going on, and it's a scary times. Scary times. They're gonna win. They're gonna win a lot. I really think so. So moving on to the next topic. News of Haiti, and they got a 7.2 magnitude. It's a really scary thing to earthquakes on the whole are a scary thing to deal with, and a lot of people lost their homes, lost their jobs, lost their lives. So it really is just
It was recorded that from CNN that so far there are 29 people that lost their lives.
so far, and that count could actually even be higher, because you really actually never know. A lot of these things are just and it just happen. And on Twitter I saw that people were saying that because they don't, well, we know Haiti don't really practice Christian religion. Is yeah, they practice more of an African traditional religions and stuff like that. What we call voodoo or whatever. Or I don't know the religions. I do not know that, but they practice that, and people are saying because they don't worship God or whatever it is, or because they worship whatever they worship, it's therefore that they were hit by this this natural disaster. Guys, please do not push your religion onto anybody or any country or anything, because these natural disasters have nothing to do with religion. Natural disasters could occur solely off of just not randomness, but naturally, as in the earth. People have no say of what could happen to them or anything like that. That is out of anybody's control. So do not put no blame on anybody. Do not push a religion on anybody. Do not say somebody's religion is wrong. Do not say anything like that. That is, again, we're trying to be progressive, and this is where we need to communicate. With y'all saying these kind of stuff on Twitter, again, you need to take a step back before you say stuff like this. Think about what you're gonna type, like Josh said. You just think about what you're gonna say, what you're gonna type, because things like that, it's damaging, it's disrespectful, and it's just downright could get you cancel again, like we talking about here, cancel culture. So need to pray for Haiti and just wish them all the best. Hope that they could recover from this.
Prayers up to Haiti.
Yeah, 7.2 magnitude, guys. That's crazy. That's a
if I'm not mistaken, geographically, Haiti is located directly under tectonic plates.
On top of the tectonic, yeah.
On top of tectonic plates.
Yeah, over.
So that will be the cause of the high magnitude earthquakes that they be having and stuff like that.
Yeah, so it's not so guys, it's not no voodoo, it's not no what you call it, it's not any of that. It's purely the earth crying out, because look at climate change with the polar caps melting, fires in the Amazon, in Australia, all these things. It's literally earth crying, nothing else. Not religion, not anything like that. It's the earth crying out for help, crying out for us to take care of her, and that's what we need to do, so the earth could get back to a naturally green and beautiful earth. That's what we need to do. Reduce our carbon footprints, reduce our waste, all these things. Plastic, make change to sustainable and reusable fuel. Recycle, guys. Biodegradable stuff. We need to use that. Stop using plastics. I mean, it will be hard to stop using plastic because they're literally the cheapest thing on the planet and the easiest thing to get. I understand that, but we really need to invest in making it biodegradable, as in after a while it started eat itself, or degrade, stuff like that, or get I think they had scientists had came up with a bacteria that eats plastic, like it eats it, and who knows, maybe that could help us in the future, because we really and truly need to take care of this planet, not just our environment alone, take care of the planet on our whole. Because if them ice cap melt and our planet starts to overheat, because it really actually hot, very hot these days, right, guys? Not wrong about that. We need to really and truly take care of our planet. Put in that work. You dig? Put in that work and get things back up and running. I think America wanted to the United States are actually imposing that in the next 10 to 20 years, 50% of the cars that are produced supposed to be electric,
All electric?
yeah, all electric vehicles and not less emission and stuff like that. That's a really good idea, but again, everything you need to do everything in moderation because maybe using that we might see our next problem come up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we need to again
The
moderation.
radiation of the batteries or something like
Yeah.
that could cause other harmful things. to
Other
happen.
harmful things to happen. Yeah, you just need to be mindful and just use in moderation. Yeah, and we need to be able to, you know, change as people because again, it's our planet in the future. Our parents live their lives already. They live, you know.
Yeah.
So we need to be the ones to take care of our planet and clean it up and make it better. All right, guys. So before we wrap this up, I just wanna do a reminder again. Please be aware of what you type on the internet and how you react to things. Also, pay attention to not pay attention, but be aware of your actions and
your
words and how you go about dealing with things. We need to stop being reactive and be more proactive, yeah, and come about like have conversations. Like I said again, conversations, communicate. This channel, this podcast is about communication. Basically, we need to talk about certain topics. Why not do it now? This is the best time to do it, and get the word out, get people talking about it. When they start talking about it, then we could get some plans, some ideas into action, and hopefully things could come out better. Again, guys, do not push your religion on anything. Do not force. Do not blame anybody for anything. Just be mindful. Try to understand them first before you type something to them or you react to whatever they said. Just be mindful of that and try to educate one another. That's the whole point. You need to be able to pull each other aside and say, hey, what you said was wrong or what you did was wrong. Let's talk about it. Let's see where we could go from here. Let's see where we could develop something different, as a society, and especially us younger people. We need to do that because it is our future we're gonna be dealing with. The old people don't live their lives. Nothing wrong with that, eh? No, they could still have part in this, but it's really and truly our future to change because we need to fix the planet, fix society for our children so they could, enjoy a life themselves. But yeah, that's the whole thing about it. Again, communication, be aware of how you speak to one another. Cancel culture, more mentality and cancel culture. You need to think for yourself, back up off a situation, think about it before you react, and then put in your 2 cents. Anything you want to add before we close up?
Just remember to stay safe, guys. Wear your mask,
Sanitize.
social distance, sanitize.
Especially with this Delta
safe.
variant, yeah, guys, you need to make sure and keep yourselves in a gear. Take your vitamins, do everything, do this, do that.
Be safe, guys.
Be safe.
Everything.
Thank you for coming on to today's episode, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, I really do
It's
enjoy
been a
having.
pleasure.
I really do enjoy having y'all on, and hope to have y'all on future episodes. Again, guys, we have a TikTok page up now, so you guys could go follow, click the link in the bio, and enjoy the content as well. Because, like I said, we're gonna be having fun and enjoyable content for everyone. Not always gonna be about serious conversations. Light-hearted conversations are also good. We need to, have fun as well. And that's the whole thing about it. So thank you guys for tuning into the Passionfruit podcast. And I'll tune in next week, Sunday, for the next episode, the next installment at 6 p.m. Go like, comment, subscribe, click that notification bell to be updated for future episodes, future content. Also go follow the Instagram, the Twitter, also the TikTok as well. Do all of that, do all of the above, And guys, stay in tune. Thank you for tuning in. Again, we'll conversate in the future. And so guys, peace out.